Hey everyone, this is Blazer Firewolf. This is my first Roundup video of 2026. I went to metal detect specific locations around Prospect Park 6 times. 6 times I found something that's better than nothing. Just to throw all the clad, get through with just the clad, $5.35 in all the quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. I know they said they quit making them, so I'll just, from how things are going, I might just save the best for last, maybe, but yeah, I'll probably do that. First day, doing, like I said before, at the end of the year, I wanted to do Franklin Park. Yeah, I went to walk across the street to metal detect there. Didn't find much, as you could tell. There really isn't much clad. I think I only got a little bit here and there. So I kind of just went back. I found this, some brass copper scrap. This, we used Brian Pfeiffer, good friend of mine, and I used ChatGPT on this, and it turned out to be, this is off of an old camera from like the 1920s to like the 1940s. Patented, made in USA. It has collectible value, surprisingly enough, between like $10 and $15, at least for collectible piece of history. So it is definitely not a piece of plumbing or anything like that. So this I thought could be part of a pen, but I don't think it is. I actually think it could be a handle off of a razor, you know, a shaver. That might be a handle. Not entirely sure, but it does have threads in it. You might see some of the threads right there, but it's made out of brass alloy, maybe, with some pot metal, but mostly brass. But yeah, I don't think it's the end of a pen. I'm leaning towards a shaver, part of a shaving handle for a shaver, an old razor before they were plastic. So that definitely could be very old. Live 9mm Luger. I ain't gonna shoot it. I don't know if it's even still good. Doesn't really have any crust on it. That's a good thing. It just has, well, no, I probably shouldn't shoot it. But, yeah. Yeah, trying to focus on the camera. It ain't easy, but yeah, old brass buckle. I love finding these old buckles. They're for like horses. D buckle. Old mail key. Well, not old, but Fortress. Smallest key I've ever found. Yeah, got a Canadian penny. 1977 Canadian. Yeah, it's always nice finding the Canadians. Actually, I should move this stuff closer to the light because it seems like it's focusing a lot better. So, yeah, it just seems like it's better with the light. Yeah, you could probably see it a whole lot better, so. But yeah, Canadian. 4 inches down in the same area I've detected multiple times. You may not be able to see a date on this penny because it's in horrible shape. I like the color, it's just in really bad shape. First wheat penny of this year. It's a 1919. Maybe by this angle you might see the 19, but it is a 1919 wheat penny. Horrible shape. Yeah, that's kind of the unfortunate, you know. These pennies won't always turn out to be in good shape. Crunch-decayed UMC Company number 12 Nitra Club. Nitro Club. It's crunchicated. Maybe someone could tell me what this is. It's brass. It's got some silver plating to it. I used the pliers and my own knife to try to straighten this out. I even tried to beat it with a hammer, but still don't know what it is. I will tell you one thing. It's brass, silver wash on it, and it has some of this cotton material on the inside. I almost wondered if it's like a sleeve for maybe a lighter. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me. But yeah, the first day wasn't the best. Not bad. It wasn't terrible. Of course, every day is good to detect. Just some days are better than others. The second day, I might as well go through this day because it is a lot more better. I went back to my spill where I found a fortune of these connector things that are brass. Found like 7 or 8 of them. This actually is one of those lights where you plug it in and it charges up. Yeah, it still works. You might see it a little bit better or worse. But, yeah. I'm not going to total the clad much unless I actually remember. So, another 2025. Yeah. I know people take a dump on that year all you want. Personally, to me, it's one of the best years I've had. Sorry, I have allergies, so yeah. A very jade green 1901 number 12 repeater. It's got some of that cool black around it. Brass. It still has the pins, so I don't know if it was even fired, but yeah. I found one I've never found this one. Never found before. I found a couple nitro clubs, but never a straight up nitro. I looked it up and hey, it's a different one. They manufactured this particular one, a nitro, from like 1895 to 1899. So they only made it a few years until they quit making them. So yeah, that's cool. Brass, old. I think this is an old horse tack chain of some type. It's iron. I kept it in here because I think it has something to do with the horses. Because I pulled out quite a few horseshoes in Prospect. And now this is a first. A shell game token. Dated between like the 1890s to 1920s. It's got the state, Wisconsin. I know there are ones that are presidential. Got some presidents on them. This one's got a state, Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin. And I don't think you'll see it, but it does say shell at the top of the state right there. Shell. It's cool. Yeah, I'm not going to... Yeah, got 22. The usual brass and copper scrap. That's a pretty good deal of copper right there. I think that's like a 38. I'm thinking maybe possibly a 38. Old brass rivet. Still part of the leather in there. It still has a little bit of a star on the back. You might be able to see that. Yeah, the leather's falling out. But what do you expect? I mean, the leather's probably 100-year-old leather, so yeah, unfortunately, this leather's going to fall out. Oh well. It happens. You know, leather doesn't survive, but somehow the rivets do. Alright, hunt number... Might as well do these hunts like in a row, just to get it off the table, because I found... Look at all that brass and scrap. Yeah. You might just say, what a bunch of junk. Yeah, I dig a whole bunch of junk. This is not junk, though. I'll put it in the scrap. It's a screw thread. Perfectly, I'm sure the person who worked on these sprinklers unscrewed it and just left it in the dirt. It's brass, though. Probably might even still work. It's just a good cleaning to it. But, yeah, it's probably a good 50, 60 cents, maybe $1 with the brass right there. Some copper. I think we're going, yeah, this is hunt number 3. Copper wire. Few rifle bullets. I dug one that was like 7 inches with the tips still attached. It's like maybe it misfired. Yeah, probably misfired. Yeah, 3630, I think, if the camera's gonna. Yeah, REM UMC. Broken brass buckle. 1944 S wheat penny that I scratched down about 4 inches. Yeah, I find so many 44S's. I think I found probably like 10 or more. 53s are second. Now this is the first, LC53. That might be 1953. Not a super old cartridge, but still rifle cartridge. Yeah. Not all of these are in between orange trees. There's actually a fence line that borders the mansion in Kimberly Crest, by Kimberly Crest, and I found a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, this is a first. A Peters 20 gauge HV. It could be high velocity. The center part is steel. The rest and casing is brass. I think I found one of these before, but it fell into pieces because, of course, the center's iron. It's not that old. It's like from like 1935, but it's something. I've never found one. Another piece to a lady's corset. I could try to clean it more, but I think I've done it once and didn't find anything on it, so I don't think there's any words on there. I'll just display it with the other ones because I found like 5 or 6 of them or more. Piece of lead. Maybe someone could tell me what it is. It is lead. I have no clue what it is. It's not a bullet, I don't think. Yeah. This is a first, or maybe a second. It's a Peters HV number 12 millimeter. And it's just about almost as old as that shotgun head stamp, probably from like 1935. Wow, never found a 12 millimeters much. You don't find too many of those. And the clad, which isn't a lot, 25. 63, which ain't nothing. Better than 0. At least I'm pulling out more copper pennies. And the better stuff. Might as well do it because it's not gold or something that's a first-timer. 7 inches down, just about 7 inches, I pulled out an 88, 89 signal. Wasn't sure exactly what it is, but then I just pulled it out and yeah, first silver ring of 2026. You might be able to see, yeah, right there. I think it says ESP Sterling. Yeah, ESP Sterling. I dug another ring that said the same thing, or had letters at the top and Sterling underneath. But no doubt, first silver ring of this year. On the surface, there's kind of a dirt sidewalk, which isn't really concrete, it's just dirt. Broken glass everywhere. And then I saw some peculiar looking piece of glass that was sticking out of the dirt. And then I was like, is it a marble? And then I poked at it more, and it showed its shape, and look at that. First ever marble. And I'm definite that this is definitely an antique marble. It's bigger than the usual ones that I find. It's got like black glass. I think it's fired glass. You could see some really cool like creamy white color, black, turquoise, and there's some of a ocean blue color in there. I can't say exactly how old it is, but that's a first. Probably my first ever antique marble. I didn't even dig it. My machine can't pick it up because it's glass. There's so much junk on the dirt. I saw something unusual. I flipped it out, and look at that. Sure enough, it is a marble. So those two are probably the best things I've found. Maybe, because I found some more cool stuff. But yeah, that's hunt number 3. Hunt number 4, more brass scrap. This is a semi-live bullet. The tip is pretty corroded away. I've never found something like this, though, if the camera's going to focus on it. Western 30-odd USA. 30 USA. It could be for a wet Winchester. I don't know. And the clad, usual. Broken garter clip. Too bad it doesn't have any words on it, but it is part to a garter clip. You know me, I love finding the antiques at Prospect, and it just keeps coming. Guess how many times I've been to Prospect? 100? Halfway. Actually, over 50. 58 times. And each time it's not always in the same location. It's moving up and down, left to right, sideways, the sidewalks, the inside, in between the orange trees, going uphill, doing the sidewalk, on the hill, doing the side of the hill. But yeah. Dug another one of these. 1901 number 12 liter. This actually still has some of the paper material still inside of it. So, it's always nice finding some. I like finding these, apparently. I'm good at finding them. Here's another, I think this is another, 1901 number 12, no, UMC Company number 12 Nitro. A little crunched on the back, a little squished, but I went back to the area where I found those 3 Canadian pennies and see if I missed one, and missed one. I missed one. 1929. So, always love finding the Canadian pennies. 29. So, you could bet I might come back there using my Garrity's 300. But yeah. These, I wasn't sure what they were off to until we used ChatGPT. It's part to maybe eyelets for maybe some horse tack, maybe some old riveting off some clothes, maybe. Definitely like possible Victorian era, late 1800s, early 1900s. A good sign. But, oh yeah, I don't want to forget, on this hunt, found my first ever clock winding key. Not broken, thankfully, but yeah, old brass. Could be a part to the pieces to the clock that I found way up there, because found pieces to a clock that were underneath an orange tree that were 3 inches. So, yeah. Yeah, just the usual. I think this is a 38 or 44, 32 caliber something. It's corroded, but yeah. Here's another 1901 number 12 repeater. Still has the pin on the back. I have found one of these while metal detecting, and I wasn't sure what they were until Brian and I used ChatGPT, and I didn't realize it actually had significant value to it. I threw away one of these that was similar to this without doing research, like an idiot. But it's a Sacha's Electrical Service Company pen, dated between like the 1940s to the 1960s. If this was in perfect condition, it'd probably be worth maybe $50 plus, but it's not. It's still worth $15 to $40. I'd put maybe 15 to 20 because it's not in good shape at all. It's broken, yeah. All these brass pipes and stuff, a brass like tag or something, all the wire, that's a lot of junk. Yeah, lots and lots of junk. But not quitting. That's hunt number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And to top it off of that hunt, 4 inches down, it said 2, but I believed it was 4 because I actually had to dig through roots, like roots and roots to get to it. It's an old Fiancee Woodworth compact. Now, whenever you find these intact, you always want to know if there was any old coins in there. But unfortunately, just a broken mirror. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you might be able to see the word Fiancee Woodworth. It's still a cool piece of collectible history. I'll put it with my other compacts for sure. I'm amazed that I didn't really break it. The mirror was already broken when I found it. I just pretty much tried to pry this open to see if there was a coin in there, but it ain't. There wasn't no coin. But yeah. And the last hunt. Second to last, I'll go to this one here. Underneath the tree that borders the fence of the mansion, somebody lost a good set of these. Just need some WD-40 on those, and those be good as new. Yeah. All that brass, I already mentioned all this piping stuff up in that hillside. A lot of brass. St. Christopher Protect Us. I think a Catholic medal, maybe. To E.S. from Bishop Choi. Might have been silver plated, but yeah, St. Christopher Protect Us. 22 casing. Old rivets. This I thought was something like not anything good until GPT revealed it to be a Talon USA zipper for pants or old clothing from pre-1960. Because if this was 1960, it would actually be China, not USA. You can see the USA on the back. Crazy enough, even though it's just a zip with the part right here, with its condition, it's still worth $3 to $10. So, yeah, that makes you think twice before throwing away a zipper. You just never know. You know, people collect those things. But yeah, that's an old zipper from like in the age, I'd put probably like the 1930s on that. Maybe teens to the 30s. And there's another LC53 on that. Very corroded until I used CLR. It kind of got all the crust off of it. Cool pumpkin pendant. None of the stones on this is real. It's a junk pendant. Bling. This is cool. A Peters number 12 Target. It's actually fairly old. I'd say between like 1902 to 1911. Yeah, it's fairly old. And the usual clad. Old brass buckle. Actually, that could be for a horse. It's flat on the back. This is all brass apart from the bit of the iron right there. This is off of some Victorian era or Edwardian era type furniture. Late 1800s, early 1900s. I'm actually planning on setting up more of a display of my furniture pieces for Victorian era furniture. And that's certainly from the time frame. A brass leaf. And it would have attached to something. To what? I'm not sure. A number 8 figure 8 buckle. 4 inches down by basically an electrical post line. That's all wood. 4 inches down. It still has the pin. All brass. I used a CLR to clean it as good as I can without getting the pin out. It worked. Too bad there was no words on it. It is brass though. But yeah, that's a good piece of history. Actually, with the pin, it's worth $25 plus. So yeah, that's cool. I dug another makeup tin. Too bad there wasn't anything in it but makeup. Just brass with the, it actually says Christopher Pompier Paris on the back. If I could show it correctly, you might see it right there. Yeah, there were no coins in it, unfortunately, but you always got to keep looking. Maybe one day somebody will find one with coins in it. But, yeah, that's actually a pretty good day. Now the last. On the last day, I pulled out this thing right here. Probably a good $1 piece of brass spigot for watering the trees. The orange trees, probably. More copper wire, brass. That might be the top to a cane. I mean, I'll let you take a good guess on that. It's got this crud at the top, and it's brass. It's not a lipstick case. It's too rounded, too waved around like it would have been the top or the bottom of a cane. Or it could be a piece off of old furniture. Square nail. Old square nail, like finding those. This actually is a key lock for maybe a suitcase. I thought it was part to a zipper, but it's not. It's got a keyhole on it, and it says US. So, yeah, still pretty cool. Found this. Still has the paper on the inside of it. A Winchester Repeating Arms Company 44 MC. Probably from like World War II era or pre-World War II. More 22 casings. A Busman without the MAN. Fuse got blown out. Still actually has collectible value to it, like between $5 and $15 from like the 1930s. But yeah. And then, oh yeah, I don't want to forget the shotgun head stamps because I'm good at finding those. Another UMC Company number 12 Majestic. I'm good at finding those. And this one, another UMC Company number 12 Nitro Club with some iron still in it. Pretty corroded. And the last to end this day, yeah, to end off this day, because I pulled out 4 wheat pennies to the start of this year, I dug a first 1934 wheat penny. It was actually on edge by an orange tree I've detected pass through probably 3 times. But that's certainly a cool 34. It's a bit squeezed on the edges, but other than that, yep, another wheat. And then a couple rows down, just browsing, metal detecting. Got another one I hadn't really found, a 28S. The S, it's not really good to see the S, but the 28's still legible. As much as I love the green patina on it, it's crusty. So, yeah. And I got a cool antique brooch. Possibly Victorian era, pre-1915. With the pin attached to it, it's worth $25 probably. Yeah, it still has the pin. It did originally have the clip until I cleaned it and it came off. But still, it's miraculous finding a pin. That was only 2 inches. That was only 2 inches. These were probably between 4 and 6 inches. But yeah. Hope you guys like this video. First roundup of this year. It's long, but what do you expect? It's long because I find so much. I mean, look at all that. A lot of junk. Yeah. Yeah, these just need some WD-40 and they'll work. But yeah. And that's, yeah, I think I got everything. Just making sure I remember. And yep, that's it. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and share everything all together. This is Blazer Firewolf, and I will catch you in my next video. Goodbye.